is it?
What are you doing?
Killing time.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
I am sure you will figure that out.
Have you ever played a game that's moved you? Or made you question your sense of morals or decision-making if you were in the same circumstances the characters you were playing as were? The developer Naughty Dog has come a very long way from its Bandicoot days. And thanks to writer-director Neil Druckmann, not only have they delivered a good game, but also a masterpiece in storytelling. In a time where zombie games were becoming more common and cardinal copies of themselves, The Last of Us stands out from not just the zombie genre, but almost all games on the market right now. And really the key to this, the glue that makes this stick together so well, is a smaller narrative within a bigger narrative, such as a man and a young girl trying to cross a post-apocalyptic United States.
All right, now, you're going to lean right into that stock, as it is going to kick a hell of a lot more than any baby rifle.
Okay.
Go and pull the bolt back. Grab it right there. Just tug it. Here you go. And as soon as you fire, you're going to want to get another round in there quick. Listen to me. If I get into trouble down there, you make every shot count. Yeah?
I got this.
The Last of Us presents a harsh post-pandemic world where everyone must fight to survive. A pandemic known as cordyceps infects the human race, resulting in a massive outbreak affecting humanity. You play as Joel, 20 years post of the outbreak. After tragically losing his daughter when the pandemic began, Joel has become a man with few moral lines left to cross. When we catch up to him, he is living in a quarantine zone in Boston. Joel is somewhat of a smuggler or black marketeer. He soon becomes tasked to escort a 14-year-old girl who is carrying a rare immunity to this cordyceps to a resistance group known as the Fireflies. In the hopes of finding a cure to this infection, the cordyceps takes control of your body when infected, leaving the host to become a savage yet aggressive threat to you. The 3 stages of this infection include runners, people who are recently infected, clickers, people who have been infected for a little while, and then there are bloaters, the final stage of the infection. A lot of the storytelling is not only done in cutscenes, but also in gameplay. Throughout your journey, you will have optional conversations with Joel and Ellie. Ellie is a firecracker of a character in her own right. She was born into this post-pandemic world, so normal things like having a job or a family or a home is a foreign concept to her.
What is this?
Oh, this is an ice cream truck.
An ice cream truck?
Yeah, Henry told me about these. They sell ice cream out of the truck.
What? No way. Joel?
That's true. This thing drive around and play real loud, creepy music, and kids would come running out to buy ice cream.
You're totally fucking with me.
Serious.
Man, you lived in a strange time.
Told you so.
Mandatory evacuation. Evacuate to where?
What do you think? Quarantine zone. See, some places got a heads up before the infection showed up. Most didn't.
Man, must be hard. Just leaving all your stuff behind like that.
That ain't the hard part.
One very interesting aspect of this type of storytelling is you see the relationship between Joel and Ellie grow. And a prime example of this is you as the player do not know Ellie, and Joel doesn't know Ellie. So you feel just like Joel. You're in his shoes. And throughout the journey and the game, you see that relationship expand and become more than just acquaintances, friends, even family.
Well, perfect.
Now what? Easy!
Please!
Holy shit! Are we gonna help him?
Put your seatbelt on, Ellie.
Well, what about the guy?
He ain't even hurt.
Alone and forsaken by fate and by man. Oh Lord, if you hear me, please take my hand.
I may have put off that the infected are the only real threat to you throughout your journey. Hunters, or humans, can be the worst to deal with. In a sense, they work as a team to find you and kill you. Stealth is a very important part of gameplay. You can run into a room guns blazing, or silently try to take every single person out. A gameplay mechanic that really helps with stealth is Joel's deep listen mode. You can use this when you're hiding from people to listen in and see where they are. It works as a radar, really. Ammo and supplies are very limited, depending on the difficulty of which you choose, though. Joel can gather items such as sugar, alcohol, or blades to craft different weapons or medkits, so you as the player have to choose what is more important to craft. You may need a medkit at one point, or you might want to make a nail bomb. It's up to you. Also, all of this happens in real time. There's no pause screen, so you better hope there's no threats that are lying around waiting to attack you. You can also gather parts that can later upgrade your weapons, such as having longer range with your bow and arrow, or a more powerful shotgun, or a more long-range sniper rifle. Even having multiple holsters to make things easier for you, so you don't have to crouch down and dig through your backpack for that handgun with 5 extra bullets when there's a threat coming towards you. It's just on the fly, ready to go. The one thing that I used to love doing while playing this game was searching every nook, every cranny, every closet that required me to sacrifice a shiv to get into because of all of the goodies you find. Supplies, ammo, medkits, even artifacts of the past of people talking about how the outbreak affected them, journals, photos, even little collectibles and Easter eggs to different Naughty Dog games. There comes a point in the story where you play as Ellie. It really makes you rethink your strategy when you're playing as her, and you notice a significant difference in gameplay between how she plays and how Joel plays. With her, she's a lot smaller, so you really need to rely on stealth a lot more. She can't just run up to a threat and start punching them because she's tiny. Due to her size, you have to have distractions such as you can throw a brick or a bottle to get an enemy away from you faster, and that way you can sneak around them or not even take them out at all. I don't really have any issues with the story or the gameplay, really. One mechanic that can get old, though, the entire game, Ellie doesn't know how to swim. And let's be honest, these two are together for over a year. There has to be a point or a quiet time where this guy can teach this girl how to swim. Because it's always grabbing pallets and yeah, even she'll tell you, look.
All right, Ellie, I need you to...
I know. Step on the fucking pallet.
So, is this everything you were hoping for?
It's got its ups and downs, but you can't deny the view, though.
The Last of Us is a masterpiece, and by far the best game I think I've ever played. Not because of a good story, not because of good gameplay or the fact that it's a zombie game, but the fact that the narrative grips you and takes you for a ride to the point where you don't want to turn your PlayStation off. You want to see what happens next, and you want to see this relationship grow and become more. This game has won countless awards and is by far probably the best experience you can have on a PlayStation right now. If you haven't picked this up yet, I highly recommend that you do, especially with the sequel, The Last of Us Part 2, coming later this year. I'm going to have to give this a very well-deserved 10 out of 10. Masterpiece.
Don't scare it.
I won't.
What are you doing?
It's all right. Come here. Hurry up. Come on.
Hey there. So fucking cool. Aw, where's it off to? Here, come on, let's go.
Slow down, kiddo.
Come on. Hurry up, come on, come on, come on.